Hello, everyone. Chuck G Violin, and today we are doing a Starfield video. I haven't done any Starfield content prior to this, but I have played the game a lot, so I know a little bit of how things work. As you can see there, I've got quite a bit of my life devoted to this game. Anyways, we're going to talk about some things today that are going to make things just a little easier and more convenient for new players. By new players, I'm talking about you PS5 folks that are coming over to this terrific game. I want to talk about things like picking locks, fast travel, looting, and shipbuilding. 4 things and things you can do to just kind of make the game a little more efficient. You know, make things run a little smoother, get you where you need to go faster, and make it easier for you to get more money, more loot, and to level up faster. Please like and subscribe if you are going to like this video. If you don't like it, then so be it, but hopefully you'll get some value out of it, and we're going to get started with our locking and lockpick stuff. So lockpicking is, can be very frustrating, especially early on when you don't have points, say, into the security skill. I highly recommend you do that, but lockpicking can be very simple if you realize only one thing, and that is there are always 2 solutions to each ring. Not 3 solutions, not 1 solution. There are always 2. If there's a way to do it with only 1 solution, that's not correct. So do it. The easiest thing to do really with this is to find a solution that works, and before you click it in, look to see what's left, choose the one that fits that, and then go back and pick the lock. So that's pretty easy. Now, again, you want to have some points into security so you can, get a little bit of an advantage here. Like, look at this one. There's only a 2 thing right there, like up there, but you've got to use 2 singles to unlock it. Again, always 2 solutions. That's the easiest way to pick these locks. There can be some very good loot, especially in the expert and master ones. And if you can pick master ones, you can skip some puzzles and some things. Maybe not have to fight. Maybe, get somewhere where you're not supposed to really be and make some shortcuts. So figure this out early and use it often, and off we go. Okay, let's talk about looting. Looting, you can loot all the things, right? But you can only carry so much. So what I do, and what you should do also, is you should pick up every piece of ammunition you can find. Ammunition is free. It weighs nothing. Okay? It's a default setting in the game that ammunition is just unweighted, right? Medical supplies weigh next to nothing, so loot all of those as well. I'm using a pretty special gun right here. Luckily, I had already been looting ammunition throughout the entire run here, so I have a few bullets for it. That's why you should always loot, because eventually you're going to get a better gun, and you want to have the ammunition for it. Same with medical supplies. You need all the heal paste, injectors, bandages, med packs, all that stuff, so do it. Fast travel. Fast travel is awesome. If you've been somewhere, you can always fast travel back there once you're on the ground like I did there. All you do is open your scanner and off you go, right? So I went to the Trackers Alliance, so I'm going to go inside. Yeah, there's loading screens. That sucks, but whatever. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to go to the mission board. I'm going to choose a mission. I got to go kill this dude. By the way, you have to do a quickie quest before you can start randomly choosing these. Anywho, so now I'm just going to go straight up to that dude's planet. Like, I don't have to go back out to my ship. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I just click the X on the controller. I forget. I think it's square on PS5 controller. And I'm going to go ahead and set course. Now, I can't just land. I got to go there first. And then I got to go through the, whole, okay, I want to land there. But once I get on the ground comes the lame part, which is I got to walk all the way to where that guy is. And yeah, that's the deal. You could buy a vehicle. You could buy a vehicle and drive there, but honestly, sometimes that's more trouble than it's worth. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and walk there. I'm running. I'm jumping. There's like no gravity, which is awesome. It makes it easier to save oxygen when you're running. And that's what fast travel does. It makes it better. So like I'm not going to have to run back to my ship. I can just fast travel there. I don't have to worry about running out of oxygen. So I'm going to go in here. I got to find this dude. And this is actually one of the dungeons that I don't like. This is, I think it's the Cryo Lab. I forget which one exactly that it is, but it's the Cryo Lab. How about that? So this is one of the ones I don't like because it's really easy to get lost in there. I've gotten lost in here 100 times. Even after several hours of play. So I got to kill these dudes outside first. So I'm going to do that. There's a couple other guys over here. All right, now I'm inside. And, okay, so we're going to go. We got to kill some more guys. And I'm going to reload always before I open a new door because there's going to be like dudes right there. And there's one, and boom, he's dead. So next thing I'm going to do, there's a great inside joke in here, actually. One of my favorites in the game, a little developer prank after I do that. Hey, everything's frozen, but, we're out of ice. Anyways, so you're going to make your way through. You're going to kill the dude you have to kill. At the end of every dungeon or building or whatever is going to be one of these chests or one like it that's got tons of loot. Take everything, including ammunition and all that other stuff. And then I don't even have to leave. I can go back because it would take me a year to get out of here. I can go right back to Aquila City without ever having to wind my way back through that dungeon. And then once I'm on the ground, I don't have to run. I can just find where as long as I've been there before, like the general store, boom, there I am. Piece of cake. So fast travel, use it often, use it to your advantage. Now, here's the ship technician. I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to upgrade or edit one of my ships. When you build your own ships, and you're going to have to, again, put some points into the skills to be able to do this, at the most. And this is a very heavily modded ship that I got through a mod, so you're not going to be able to have something like this right away. But there are 2 modules, 2 habs you want on every ship. You want captain's quarters, and you want a workshop. And there's a very specific reason why. So to get the workshop, by the way, it's the same 2x1 hab. But there are a lot of different variants, and you just scroll through until you find workshop or captain's quarters and add it. So the reason you want the captain's quarters is because it's going to have the navigation table in there so that you don't even have to go to the cockpit. You don't have to go and sit and go through all those animations just so that you can go somewhere. You can go straight to the navigation table. There just so happens to be one in the cockpit of this ship. Here's what it looks like in the cockpit, but I'm going to show you here. This is what it looks like in the captain's quarters. You go straight to that table, and you can go anywhere you want. I love it, love it, love it. You don't have to sit. You don't have to go through all that animation. And again, early on in the game, maybe you want to do that, but eventually you're going to get tired of it. Trust me. It's all about being efficient. The other thing you want is a workshop. Okay, again, this is a heavily modded workshop that's part of this ship, but this is the industrial workbench where you can make things like adaptive frame, which you need to build outposts. You can make things like zero wire. You can fabricate ammunition, which is awesome. So like if you have a pretty specialized gun and you need to make certain kinds of ammunition, like heavy particle fuses one, they're not that easy to come by, and I have a gun that uses that. So you can also make stuff that costs a lot of money and then sell it. You get the experience for making it, and you get the money from selling it. You also want to be able to go to your weapons workbench, and here's one of my favorite guns in the game. It's this awesome sniper rifle. It only has, 311 or so damage, right? Well, I'm going to add a couple of mods because, again, I've got the points in weapon engineering. Ooh, look at that. That's a good one. We're going to add that right away. You also have to have the resources to do this, which I happen to have on hand, thank goodness. And then, oh, that's a good one. So I'm going to do that. Now look, I'm at 430 damage. That one shot's just about anyone that's not like level 70 or something like that. So use the workshop to get better weapons, to get better loot, better spacesuits, better everything. I hope this helps you. These are things that are just going to make your life a little easier, and you're going to need that stuff early on in the game so that you can level up quickly. You can get skills into the skill tree that you want. You can make more money, level up faster, get better ships, get better weapons, get better everything. You can blast suckers like I'm doing right now in my awesome spaceship and have a lot of fun with this game. Once you've leveled up a certain way, now you can play the game any way you like, and hopefully just have, you can play this game forever, hopefully, but enjoy. This is Chuck G. Violin Guy Gaming. I will see you all next time.